Hi guys, Matty B here. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 lessons I've learned around nutrition. These have all helped me to take control of my diet and my lifestyle, give myself the best chance of living my longest, my healthiest and best life. Hopefully they can do the same for you as well. If you've been following my channel for a while, you can probably guess what my first lesson is going to be. Let's go have a look. If you've been following my channel, you'll know by now I love my fermented foods. If you can add these to your diet, these foods will love you back. During the fermentation process, live cultures, microbes and bacteria are added into these foods and drinks. And when you ingest these, all these cultures will diversify and increase the microbes in your gut, making you much healthier. And I guarantee as well, after you've had them once or twice a day, maybe more, for a few days or a few weeks, your energy levels and your mood will increase as well. We all know we should be having more foods that come from plants, like fruits and vegetables. But what actually counts as a plant? Well, you may be pleasantly surprised. There's lots of foods that you could be eating or you're already eating, which count as a plant. These nuts here, which I've got in a container, 8 different types of nuts in here. Each one of these will count as a plant, so that's 8 already. Dark chocolate comes from cocoa grown in fields. Ideally go for the ones that have got at least 70% cocoa mass in them. Different grains like this quinoa and these lentils, so that's another 2. Different beans and legumes like these borlotti beans in a tin. Loads of different types of beans and legumes you can get in the supermarket. Popcorn, which you may be surprised at, but the ones that you can buy to pop yourself at home will just have the corn kernels in them. And these are obviously grown in fields, so these are classed as a plant. Different herbs like this mint I've got here, others like basil, coriander, anything like that you can put as a topping onto your meals. And spices as well, like this cinnamon here. When I make my coffee in the morning to put in my cafetiere or French press, I'll add some of this cinnamon into it. So that's another plant. So there's a good between 10 and 20, maybe even more plants there, which I have along with my fruits and vegetables to get over that threshold of 30 plants. So there's no need to feel daunted by that number of 30 plants, because there's lots of things you may not have realised that count as a plant. I'm sure you already have fruits and veg in your fridge, but don't just go for the same ones every time. Variety is the spice of life, as they say. Get as many different coloured ones as you can, vary it every week. So for example, red pepper, blueberries, dark blue colour, and pineapple, a vibrant yellow colour. All these different coloured foods contain phytochemicals called beta-carotene and anthocyanins, which give them their colour. They also contain polyphenols, which are proven to be super beneficial for our health. They also contain a vitamin called vitamin E, and studies are showing now as well, if you regularly have foods which are rich in vitamin E, this will help reduce your risk of modern diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. Almost all of us are having too much omega-6 and too little omega-3 in our diet. Omega-6 is a fatty acid which causes inflammation in our body and is one of the factors causing us to have these modern diseases like cancer, diabetes, heart disease and Alzheimer's. Omega-3 on the other hand does the total opposite, reduces inflammation and makes these diseases a lot less likely for you to catch and suffer from. So to make the switch, pretty simple. Goes back to the second point again, eating the rainbow, having loads of fruits and vegetables. When you're cooking, instead of using vegetable oil or sunflower oil, use The olive oil, particularly recommend extra virgin olive oil. I know it's pricey, but it's well worth the money, much more healthy to cook with. Add salmon to your diet. Got loads of salmon here in a pack I freeze, got from a wholesale store where you can bulk buy things. And also add nuts into your diet. So not only do these contain loads of fibre, they also contain omega-3. Not quite as much as your oily fish, but they still contain the omega-3. And also, if you can, cut out all the ultra-processed and processed snacks, like your fast food and your crisps, biscuits, cookies, all that sort of stuff, all your processed meats, and stick to a whole food, plant-based diet. This will make you a lot less likely to get these diseases, a lot healthier, better mood, and more energy. 90% of people in the UK are not hitting the recommended intake of fibre, which is 30 grams a day. You can easily fix this though by doing the previous step, having loads of fruits and vegetables. Having lentils, I'll have these instead of rice now, and quinoa as well instead of rice, because they're much more fibre nutrient. You can also add beans and legumes into your diet, like these red kidney beans, these chickpeas, other beans as well, like black-eyed beans, black-eyed peas, and you can get mixed bean salads as well. And also include nuts in your diet. If you can incorporate all these into your diet, you'll hit your fibre recommendation target and feel a lot healthier and a lot more energetic as well. This one I think will be controversial because it'll go against everything we've been taught growing up about food, how to be healthy, how to lose weight and keep it off. However, there's a big body of evidence coming out now from loads of trials and studies showing that a calorie-controlled diet is not an effective way of losing weight. What actually happens if you reduce and restrict calories, your body goes into survival and starvation mode, and a message will be sent to your brain telling you that you need to eat food, so you'll actually end up having more calories, about 300 more calories, and you'll end up putting on more weight, not losing it. So a much better way of losing weight and keeping it off is to have a whole food, plant-based diet, and to try intermittent fasting. Lots of different types of fasting I'm sure you've heard of, like the 5-2 diet and having a narrow eating window during the day. You can choose whatever works for you by actually not having food at all rather than less food. You're much more likely to lose weight, and if you're having the whole foods rather than processed foods, that'll be a lot healthier and it'll take your body a lot longer to digest the food, so you'll feel fuller for longer. Next time you go shopping and you're thinking of what products to buy, have a look at the list of ingredients on the packaging to check if there's any ingredients on there that you wouldn't find in your kitchen. That's what a lot of manufacturers are doing now in their labs. They're adding loads of extra ingredients like artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, acid regulators, flavourings, colourings and preservatives to make the food last longer, taste sweeter and look more appealing and taste and be more addictive. But there's a large body of evidence coming out now that these ultra-processed foods with all these extra ingredients are actually really damaging to our bodies, because even though when we eat them we get a dopamine hit and the reward centre in our brain tells us to eat more of that food, it actually causes our mood to go down in the long term. And they also cause visceral fat, which is the fat around our organs, constricting them, making them work harder to keep us alive and pump blood around our bodies, constricting the veins and arteries going around our bodies. So they're a big factor in causing early death from things like cancer, diabetes, heart disease and Alzheimer's. So the recommended advice now from the experts is to buy foods with no more than 7 ingredients on the list, because these will be much less processed and a lot more natural. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. Stick to a whole food, plant-based diet. Have as natural foods as you can. Cut out as many ultra-processed foods as you can. And finish off then with an interesting fact, which I didn't know until the end of last year, and I'm sure you've never heard this before. So we've all got a gene called FNIP2, and there's 2 variants of this gene, the C-type and the T-type. If you've got the C-type, like I have, this correlates with a lower BMI, so you're more likely to be slim, lanky or skinny. And if you've got the T variant, that's less likely because it correlates with a higher BMI. So if you're one of these people who's got the T variant and you're looking around thinking, why can these people eat whatever they want, all this junk food, and they never seem to put on weight, whereas here am I with more weight on me and I can never go slim? That's the reason. So those are the 8 lessons I've learned about nutrition, which have helped me to take control of my diet, lifestyle and health, so I can give myself the best chance of living the longest, healthiest and best life that I can. Hopefully these can help you to do the same. If you think I've missed anything out that is beneficial for our health and our diet, let me know in the comments, because I'm sure I'm going to come back to this in the future and do another video like this, and I'll make sure to include your suggestions if they're backed up by science and studies and trials. So let me know and I'll come back to these in the future. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video, and I'll catch you soon.